Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. This week is the last week for incredible rebates of up to $1,500 back on G3 Suncatcher pontoons. Got to get to Madisonville Marine by November 17th. And if you want up to a 6-year warranty and deals on a Yamaha outboard motor, got to get to Madisonville Marine by November 19th. That's next Saturday, next Monday. This week is key. Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat or an outboard motor. All right. Back with Josh, Daniel, Jimmy, Brian here. Gentlemen, Tennessee has played 10 games. They're 5-5, and just about anything is still on the table. What amazes me, especially after last week in Charlotte, the fact that we're still looking at a team that possibly could win 8 games floors me. I said before the season, if they win 6, throw a parade down Gay Street for Jeremy Pruitt. They're one game from that. If they hit 8, somebody's going to have to paint his face on the Sun Sphere. But I'm just stunned that you're to that point. Your thoughts on the? I don't want to jump ahead. I saw people yesterday saying, "Well, now we're going to finish 7-5." As we said in that first segment, they could finish anywhere, and we're going to go in the other direction here in a minute. But I didn't anticipate 8 being on the table, especially mid-season, late season. I just didn't see that even being a possibility.
Me either. And the way the team had played, it was hard to envision that. And one reason I didn't think so, I didn't think they were particularly good enough on the offensive line. Defensive line, I thought they were getting better. They still have some work to do. They showed great improvement against Kentucky, but I didn't think this team would be able to get to 8 wins. I didn't see that.
And I'll say, I didn't think they would get to 8. I know before the season, I remember us talking about, do you think they're going to be above average, average, or below average? And I thought, even at that time, 6-6, 7-5, that was really optimistic, being hopeful for that. But when you look at just how, really after the bye week, they've came out really strong. And, take away the defense in South Carolina, you got to be impressed with how Coach Pruitt's been coaching about how the strength staff is continuing to get those guys stronger to make those plays in November.
One of the ways they would get to 8 wins is, of course, the only way they get to 8 wins. They beat Missouri, they beat Vanderbilt, and then you win a bowl game. Technically, they're already bowl eligible in the new day and age. You don't even have to get to 6. You only got to get to 5 if there are openings, and with 500 bowls and not enough teams to fill them, there will probably be an opening for Tennessee at 5-7. And this week, Jimmy Himes, you asked Jeremy Pruitt on a teleconference, I believe it was teleconference,
correct,
if he would take a bid at 5-7. He said absolutely.
He did. They need all the practices they can get, is what he said.
I understand the logic there.
Yeah.
The danger is, we're talking about 8 wins. If you're 5-7, means you lose to Missouri, you lose to Vanderbilt, you still take the bowl. You could have another 8-loss season.
Which
if you
was
take
historic
it
for Tennessee last year.
Yeah.
First time they'd ever had 8 losses in a season.
Let me show you what fans thought of this. I asked folks on Twitter. 40% of all fans said, "Yeah, take the bid at 5-7. I'll go." 47% said, "Take it, but I won't go." 13% said, "Hard pass. No, don't take a 5-7 bowl." I was shocked. 87% said take the bowl at 5-7. I'm a little surprised by that. That said, guys, do you factor in if you're sitting there as Jeremy Pruitt and Philip Fulmer and you're deciding, do we take this 5-7? If you're coming off losses to Missouri and Vandy and you're debating, do you factor in the fact that you could lose 8, or do you just say, no, we need the practice?
Oh no, you gotta go with the games. It's bringing in money to the school, practice.
Not much.
It's something,
because you're going to buy tickets, which means you're going to lose money probably.
But on the other hand, you get experience for your young guys. You get some to cheer about, something to talk about in the locker rooms. And the seniors, you always want the seniors to have another game. So it's a no-doubter. You got to take the game.
You think some of these seniors though would want it? If you lose the next 2 and you're 5-7, would they want it, or would they say, I don't want to hurt myself before the NFL draft in this piddly bowl?
Yeah, so with the mindset on some of the teams, that's probably true. But if you have some real ballers out there, they're going to want to play. And I think you can find enough of them.
Josh, do you factor in 8 losses to this or no?
Just a little bit. I do think that the practices in December can be emphasized a little bit too much. But I think it would be all about the young guys. So if Tennessee were in that position, I would say to Shai Tuttle, Kyle Phillips, hey, go stand over there. We're going to get John Mincy some work. We're going to get Karat Garland some work. I think it would be for those players. J.J. Peterson, who didn't have the spring or summer or fall camp.
Right.
That's what December, I think, would be for.
And I think you got to set the standard as your program. A bowl shouldn't be something that you're hoping to go to. You got to set it every year to get to it. And then I think
That's why I would turn it down because you'd be lowering your standards.
But it's still, it's the first year. We were talking 3-4 weeks ago. Is 4-8, 3-8, or 3-9 even a real possibility? And so when you're talking about even getting to that point with how they've been with the talent level, you take it, you get that opportunity, and you hit the nail on the head. They don't have a lot of guys coming back on defensive line next year. If you can get a spring practice in December, let's get it done.
Jimmy,
John, if they end up going 6-6, so I do think the Liberty Bowl, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, would be the.
Have you spoken to anyone? Or?
I did talk to an official with the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. He said they would love to have Tennessee. Tennessee hadn't played there since 1986. They haven't played a game in Memphis, I don't think, in 22 years. The last time they played there.
Was that the loss?
Yeah, that was a loss. They have more Tennessee alum in Memphis than Memphis University. They have more people working professionally there, I believe, than Memphis does. I think they would sell tickets, so they would love to have Tennessee in the Liberty Bowl if they can get them, and if they're 6-6.
They have recruits in Memphis too.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, 6-6. I got no problem. That's bowl eligible. 5-7. I'll debate that one with you. All right. Up next, we'll talk about Jeremy Pruitt and the fact that he never stops coaching. What does that mean to players? When you got a guy who's doing more than just standing there on headsets with the card in front of his face, like a lot of coaches, what does it mean to have a guy who may be in your grill, but he is always coaching? Does that impact the team? Come on back.